Hiding all there's a fish in the sea, but with none the night, like the Friday part of all. Friday at the fair in Ballintower, Friday met the grand cattle robber. I'd like to set me hands upon the robber, for he stole away the Friday part of all. But he never seemed to see the girl at all, even when she ogled him from underneath the shawl. Looking big and mouthful, where she was looking small, sober hearted for the pride of part of all.
The final item up for mention here is the folk fair on full working day. This activity is synonymous with the farming methods carried on throughout rural life from the early 1900s to the 1980s. The farming people responsible for this display are Eamon and Joseph Egan from Keena in County Longford. Grass was usually mowed with an implement known as a mowing machine. It was pulled by a team of horses, and after a few days, hopefully in good weather for it to dry out on top. It was then turned with a machine known as a hay turner or hay spinner, and left to season out to a nice golden brown. After seasoning for a period of time in the field, it was then shook out to dry off the heavy morning dew, using two-pronged forks, before the arrival of this machine on view here, called a hay tedder, or more commonly called a hay kicker. It was then transferred into field cocks, or tram cocks, before its final harvesting spot in the haggard towards the end of the year. Meanwhile, in the next field, the land was being ploughed and tilled to get ready for sowing. This was leeland. Leeland is fresh ground that hadn't been tilled for a couple of years, with the grass sod on top. The team of horses, Tom, Bill and Fred, were busy at work in perfect synchronisation, and the rich arable land of North County Dublin made the job easy at hand.
Steady, Tom. Go on up a step, Tom. Up a step. That's it. Up a step, Tom. That's it. Steady on, boys, steady on. Steady on. Steady on. That's the boys. Nice and steady. Into two boys.
There has always been a special relationship between man and his horse. Words of encouragement from the ploughman to his team were a regular occurrence in the fields when turning the fallow. These highly intelligent gentlemen of the draft understand every word spoken and respond to perfection. And indeed, during the great land wars of Europe, Napoleon was known to have said that a good horse and tackle was half the battle. It has also inspired writers and poets of all denominations to put pen to paper, like this piece here by Northern Irish poet Joseph Campbell. I shall go with my father a-ploughing to that green field by the sea, and the rooks and the birds and the seagulls will come flocking after me. I shall sing to the patient horses with the lark for a while in the air, and my father will sing that plough song that blesseth the cleaving share.
Steady, Tom. Go on up a step, Tom. Up a step. Out steady. Up a step, Tom. Out steady.
That's where we'll end up with the poker. You don't want to be the poker.
When the poker days are poker when I'm going to go for a walk. So can I say bye-bye to God when you see him?
Bye-bye.
We go for a walk, we look at the pipes over here, will we? Oh, good. Yeah, we're going to look at the pipes and then we won't be too long and we'll be sitting at home.
Spring-tooth harrow was the implement used to till the ground, followed by the chain harrow to level and break it into further final mould. And the sight of a dusty cloud rising from the earth was an indication that everything was in order for sowing the crop.
Bye-bye.
We go for a walk, we look at the pipes over here, will we? Oh, good. Yeah, we're going to look at the pipes and then we won't be too long and we'll be sitting at home.
And that's so winter day, and resist the weather better. And that's put in most of you know today what a haggard is. But that's where the storage near the farmyard, where the hay and straw and oats and potatoes were all kept safe. So they will continue to make the feed up, and it will be headed with hay ropes.
Back in the hayfield, the tramcocks have already been completed and are now being transported by hay bogey to the haggard, where they are made into a larger pile known as the haggard cock. It is stored here throughout the winter for animal feeding. On completion, the cock is tied down with a hay rope known as the sugan, or to give it its Gaelic word, Cosson and Sugan. The people involved in the work here are usually all friends and neighbours who come together in the event of a broken spring or a broken harvest This procedure was known as the mehel, from an old Gaelic term meaning a crowd, whereby large groups of people struggle hard for to feed the nation.
And young Tommy stood up beside him. Sir James, he said, if he understood it, it wouldn't be a mystery. She tell you, she said, you cheeky pup here, she said. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Oh, jeez.
Careful, skill. Is that their first time to do that now? Straighten it, lads. Straighten it for you. Just they're watching you, lads. Okay.
The entertainment for this event was provided by Shannos dancer and folklorist Kevin Coniff and Seshu and friends from Mahaska in East County Galway. Always game for a laugh with the audience and more than willing to pass the skills on to the younger generation when the opportunity arises. Well, folks, it's now approaching 7 p.m. and the people are starting to filter out, and it's time for us to head for the hills too. Agus be me Jurash Reach Lacoon of Jay and Prince Huggin, Agus Idrundal in Gunari and Boherlip Gulair.